Washington Pod presents EARL Nightingale.
James Bryce said, 3/4 of the mistakes a man makes are made because he doesn't really know the things he thinks he knows. The other day I remembered something that happened a number of years ago in the office of my old friend, Dr. L.D. Pankey. It made a deep impression on me. I was looking at a picture of one of the classes he conducted each year for people of his profession from all over the world. In studying the photograph, I realized that I was seeing some of the same faces I'd seen in other photographs of earlier classes he'd held. So I said, I noticed many of the people who took your course a year ago took it again this year. What did you teach them this year that you didn't teach them last year? His reply surprised me. He said, nothing. I teach the same thing every year, not only in this country but abroad as well. Oh, I add to it each year as I learn new things, but basically it's the same course every year. I was amazed. Do you mean that you teach the same things to the same people all over again? That's right, he answered. And seeing my surprise, he laughed and asked me a question that stopped me completely. He said, when you find your golf game isn't as good as you'd like it to be, or you suddenly find the ball isn't going where you want it to go and you can't quite put your finger on what's wrong, what do? Well, I said, I go back to the pro for some lessons. That's right, he said. And what does he teach you? Does he teach you something new about the game, something you didn't know at some time before? Or does he merely remind you once again of the basic fundamentals that, if you'll but be guided by them, will result in your getting the kind of score you'll be happier with? Well, he had me. And it made me remember the old saying that we need reminding as much as we need educating. It applies to becoming good at anything. It's as important to living successfully as it is to playing a satisfactory game of golf or practicing medicine or dentistry. We need to be reminded from time to time, and the more regularly the better, of the basics, the fundamentals upon which everything else is built. The good home may not look different from all the other homes on the street, but its foundation followed the rules for any good foundation, and so did its construction. Do it right the first time, and it'll stand for as long as we need it. If we build our lives and what we do during our days on truth and justice, we'll live the kind of lives we can be proud of, that'll take us to the goals we seek in good time, without worry or frustration. But we do need reminding. You might remember that bit about the golf pro. He doesn't teach you anything new, but he reminds you of some of the basics you've forgotten and helps you rid yourself of some bad habits. Oliver Wendell Holmes said, a thought is often original, though you've uttered it 100 times. It's come to you over a new route by a new express train of association. And T.W. Higginson said, originality is simply a pair of fresh eyes.